going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another third-party review, and today we're taking a look at the FT-8 grinder, part of their Iron Diebots, playing on Dinobots series, and this is, of course, Grimlock. The last one we needed, and probably a review that most people will find very subjective, because if you have a Masterpiece Grimlock, you may feel like you don't need to replace him. I completely disagree with that, but that's just my opinion. I just wanted to get this right out of the way. He looks amazing next to the other Fanstoys offerings here. He just really is the leader he needs to be for these guys. I mean, he just, outside of Sludge, he stands a little bit taller, I think, than both of them. Sludge looks like he's got a little bit of distance on the head above Grimlock, but not much. Other than that, Grimlock is definitely a little bit taller than the rest. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and just real quick do a size comparison with Optimus. Some people may think that this is a little bit small for Optimus, a little bit too big on Grimlock. I'm perfectly okay with it. I like my Dinobots being larger than Optimus Prime. He probably shouldn't be quite this large, but I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks, it looks appropriate to me. So now that we've got the review completely out of order, let's actually focus on Grimlock. And again, we'll start with his accessories. He's got an alternate head here. Same exact detailing, except that it has red eyes versus the blue. He does have an alternate head for Snarl here. Snarl, yeah. I always forget Snarl and Slag since Hasbro did the old switcheroony. And basically, it takes away the little pouty face. I probably am going to end up switching them out. I don't really hate the faces they have. But when you kind of see them next to each other, you can see why they would want that change. I didn't get a face for Sludge. I don't know if maybe it's in Sludge's box, if he came with his own face or not. I don't really remember, to be honest, but I didn't see one in here. But he did come with one for Swoop, which he has a smiley face, which I think looks terrible. And then, like, the standard Swoop face. And then he's got two different faces for Slag. The silver face, which I personally prefer, and the painted red face. Not that the red face isn't accurate or anything, I just prefer the breakup of the silver. He's also got this eye bit here, and an alternate top to the T-Rex mode. I haven't really looked at it, but as you can see, it's going to give the T-Rex red eyes. We'll take a look at it in T-Rex mode. And he has a crown that is completely made out of die-cast. I've never tried to put it on, so let's see. It looks like it's just gonna, let's see. There you go. You find the right way, and it just slots down there. And it looks awesome. In my opinion, much better than the crown that came with the MP one. It feels really nice and solid, too. Well done. And the last accessory that isn't a weapon is he came with replacement knees for your sword. Now they're actual die-cast pieces. You can see actually though, there's some little flubs in the actual die-cast there. Hopefully that doesn't mean that this chroming will end up chipping off. But one big problem is that they didn't actually drill out the die-cast bit properly to put the pin in. I'm going to have a tutorial up for this later with a link to the pin vise that I used and all the bits that came with it. And hopefully I'll be able to, within the next week or two, show you how I fixed these die casts so they work. But they are an awesome addition to this toy, and it's real nice to be able to plug these all the way in without worrying about snapping them off anymore. So Grimlock has two accessories. He holds them just fine. I can get them to work in either hand. Though the sword to me is a little bit not as good looking because the screws are on the outside, and for whatever reason I prefer right-handed swordsmen. He has the gun, very much similar to the Masterpiece gun here. Has the translucent bits here. I don't have batteries in it, but if you hit the switch when you have the batteries in, it alternates back and forth, red flashing light here. You may like it, you may hate it, I don't care. I'm just going to leave it like this, because if I'm going to have Grimlock holding it, it looks just fine. I will say, very simple to get the battery in there. Very nice that this piece just pops down and I don't have to take anything apart. I really appreciate that. The other thing is the sword. Very much looks just like the Masterpiece Grimlock sword with the extra handle detail. Obviously you would take the sword apart at the 4 screws here and put the batteries in probably up here, and just the micro switch down here to turn it on. Again, it's fine. I don't really need a light in here, so I'm not going to bother. So let's talk Grimlock himself. If I am going to complain about something here, I do feel like this feels a little big and this feels a little bit small. I kind of wish it was a little more bulked out here at the bottom, but I don't think it looks bad. Yeah, he's got some great detailing. I mean, we have details in the wing pieces here of the paints, the little like wires in there. The wing pieces have articulation, so you can have them straight across or you can have them up, whichever you like. We'll talk about the dino arms later. You know, like, I love this chrome detailing through the transparent. It just looks awesome to me. Just so well done. A lot of little panel work throughout here where they've really sculpted in the detail on every single panel. I mean, I guess you could pick it out with paint, but I mean, there's a fair amount of paint, like the breakup on, I guess, like the back of the I don't know, what is that, the bicep area, I guess. What is that part of your body? I don't know, put it in the comments. Yeah, you got the little silver paints down here. The different colors of translucent plastic are nice. The little blue paints and stuff. You can see his tail poking through there. Some extra details down there. It's nice. I appreciate it. So, before we go on the articulation, one thing to point out is that this chrome is a fingerprint magnet. It's doing okay, not really picking up mine right now, but you definitely can leave your prints all over this guy. And this symbol right here, it'll be interesting to see if Repro Labels comes out with a symbol that you can actually put inside the plastic and stick it this way. I think that would be the way that would be preferable to having it on the outside here. It is a rather large Autobot logo, and it's not hard to take this apart. All you have to do, pop this open, and on the back there's 2 screws here to pop out the clear piece. Yeah, I would prefer a symbol that occupies this whole space. I know my friend Robert D, he just put it on the big chrome piece in the center. It looks good, but I really want it to fill out that logo, and I don't want it to be external to this. That's my wish. We'll see if Repro Labels does it. Talking about articulation here, the head is on a swivel. A little bit of up and down. They kind of accommodated a joint into the top of the head so you can bring it down, but it doesn't really do anything. I mean, he looks like he's sad maybe, but you can't like make him tilt his head down looking to the left or right. You can get a tiny bit of up. So could have more head articulation, but I don't think it's terrible. The shoulders here, big ratcheted points here. That may be a deterrent for you because it does affect, you know, how posable you can make them, but I don't think it's too bad. Another ratchet around here, so plenty of range of motion if you ask me. The bicep swivel, you do have the elbow here, and then you can get extra elbow there, so double jointed elbow, but because of the molding, you're really only going to get 90 before it kind of locks up. Coming to the hands, you got the swivel. To me, if you're going to articulate every finger, this is the way to do it. Every finger is pinned very nicely. There's no movement like this out of the fingers, but frankly, I just don't care about that kind of motion out of a toy like this. If we end up reviewing the KFC Wreck-Gar and whatever the other guy's name would be, you'll see where fully articulated fingers are just a mess. The thumb is on its own ball joint down here and then jointed at the top of the ball joint to get good range of articulation out of it. To the waist, you only get a little bit before it runs into here, but I mean, that's not bad. Most people don't bend too much more than that anyway. Yeah, I don't see any way that you could move anything back to get it out of the way, but I think it's just fine. I wouldn't really stress out about that personally. And they're big Dinobots. They're not really, you know, they're not your like agile, like ninja looking characters or anything, so it's totally fine with me. Articulation on the leg, you get good forward articulation, but it does feel a little bit weird to me when you see it rotated down like this compared to the other one. I don't know. I guess when it's up like that, it's better, but I think the loss of the hip skirt here, like, see how it's asymmetrical there? Like, that kind of bothers me a little. Not enough that I think, you know, abort, but it bothers me at least a little. Side motion, not ratcheted. A strange choice on this. Right now the friction holds it, but I've noticed my Soar had trouble with his non-ratcheted arms over time here, and so this is just, it's a strange decision. I don't think I'll be making any kick poses with my Dinobots, but still don't understand the decision. You have a swivel at the top of the leg here. You have the knee swivel. Fanstoys squeak. Doesn't sound great. We'll probably take a look at it and see if there's anything we can do to fix it later. Probably just put a little bit of lubricant on there. And then a knee that gets you a little more than 90 degrees, I would say. Nothing bad there. And then coming down to the leg, you do have like a toe that moves this whole piece down here. I suppose if you want, it's really for dyno mode, but if you wanted to move the leg, you could bring this down just to kind of make it look flush. I don't know. Use your imagination if that's what you think. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy transformed to his dyno mode. We'll close up the fist just like that. We'll open this up here and pull this piece, which can be a little bit tough. We're pulling that arm out, and then that will actually let this all fold on in. If you don't, it's going to get caught on there. Let me see. We'll open this one and I can show you. See how that panel is down there? Like, that's part of the forearm assembly. So with that not in place, you won't get the fist tucked away. So we'll go ahead, close this on up just like that, and we'll do the other side. Takes a little bit of force. There we go. We got that. Open that up. Fix his fingers so they're all tucked in nice. Rotate it in. And close this panel up. And that pretty much takes care of the arms. We're just gonna kind of leave them forward like this for now. And we'll get started on the legs. Now the legs, if I recall correct, they want you to flip them this way, I believe, because once this is all rotated in, we want it looking like this, I believe. We'll see if I'm wrong when we get there. I just know that we don't want the screws to be on the inside of his thighs to make it work. And you can see how, you know, it's gapped that way. So, yeah. This should work out. And this is one thing I also don't particularly care for on this figure. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but like this doesn't, see how this is on that like sliding joint? Like it never really stays looking good for me where it's completely open. I always get like this angle like that. If I'm doing something wrong, let me know. I've looked at the instructions numerous times and I don't see that I'm doing something wrong, but I could be wrong here. Anyway, let's get to the foot here. We're gonna take this assembly, close it up, bring this assembly out. Now this, you gotta make sure that this is all the way to the side because we're gonna open up this piece here, and if it's not gonna end up working for us the right way. And I think we want it, yeah, we want it like this. So I did have my legs the wrong way. So from here, we can take the tail, kind of pull it on out, and take this and rotate it all the way around, making sure everything is out of the way. We can take this now, make sure again that it's all the way slid to one side, and then that should close up just like that. And we'll go ahead and finish up the tail here, bringing this out like that. And that's pretty well one side done. We'll just kind of put that to the side here. And try to get your thighs as well oriented in there as you can so they're not flipping around improperly. So we'll go ahead and do this side. Close this up. Bring this piece up. Open this. Bring at least, I mean, you can do the whole tail here like the instructions tell you to, but I frankly find it easier to rotate this all in first and then go ahead, close this up. Again, making sure that we're all the way over, otherwise we're not gonna have the clearance. And I will say, this is hard as heck to do on camera because of his size and weight. Something here is not right. There we go. This should, once you have it there, you do want this to collapse on its hinge here, because that should let everything kind of click into place. Okay, I had to make a couple tweaks on the thighs, and let me just show you why. Because if this is not in the right place, you see how this molding here, it will not go in and tab in completely correct, which consequently won't let this all go flush. So now that that is properly positioned, we can take this and clip everything together. You can see we have most of the dinosaur's tail done here. So after we have the bottom done, we'll come back to the top. We'll undo this, bring the head up, which if you're holding it with gravity, it's going to end up coming down on its own because of that big die cast chest. You'll see also when this happens, automatically those pieces with the arms, they transform. So that's pretty nice little feature there. We can take this and rotate these arms down just so they're out of our way so we can see what we need to do. And this needs to come in all the way back, and then these pieces on the top are going to peg in to kind of lock it in place like so. So now we've got this kind of mess going on. The head tucks down like this, the arms come around, and you do have to kind of get them past here, and this always takes me a few tries to get it into position, and it's weird because you do have to drop the angle on the wing. Let's see if it works this time. When I did it the first time, yeah, this time it worked a lot better. The first time I ever did it, for some reason the one piece was always higher than the other. Something related to either something here or, I don't know, something just didn't work. Anyway, we got this. We'll bring Grimlock's head down. Now, in the instructions, or when you get him out of the box, his head will be this way. I think it looks better with the head the other way, so that's what I do. Bring the head down, bring his feet down, and then they also have, like I showed in robot mode, this one got moved in the process, these little panels that slide forward just to hide the little gap here in the legs. So a nice extra piece of engineering here. And there we go. We've got Grimlock in his dino mode. He's big. He is definitely a big dinosaur. Oh yeah, I forget which way the instructions tell us this is supposed to look. I think that it's like this. You'll see the picture, and basically all you're gonna do is just adjust that forearm there. I'm pretty sure it's like that. But there we go. There's Grimlock in his dinosaur mode. Looking awesome. I love this guy. There's some people who don't really like the head. I get it, the snout looks a little bit pushed in a little. It's my understanding that there's going to be an alternate head with something down the line. I don't have any problems with it. I think it looks very T-Rex-like. You know, maybe not necessarily as cartoon accurate, but definitely looks more like a T-Rex to me. Yeah, no problems. Teeth, nice and chromed. You get some movement out of the jaw there. The head can go up to there and down to there. You have the little flamethrower in here. No flamethrower accessory or anything. That would have been nice, especially considering what they gave us with Galvatron. But what can you do? The arms here, they are articulated. It's kind of like a swivel here, and then a rotational joint on there. And then you have the swivel, the elbow, and then you have the individual finger articulation on here, though I don't necessarily think it's as nice as the official MP. And did I say the wrist? I don't remember. I don't think I said the wrist. Coming down to the tail here, you do have just a little bit of motion out of the tail, not a whole bunch. Frankly, I don't need a whole bunch. And then down to the legs here, I mean, it's the arms. It's got the same motion for the most part. You're gonna hit the gold piece here for the outward motion. You do have this swivel, the toes move. I mean, it's fine. It's all the articulation I really need my Grimlock to have. For a size comparison, here he is next to MP10 again in robot mode, and Grimlock, stop eating. MP Primal. There's MP Primal in his gorilla mode. So you can see he's pretty substantial. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to show him with the Dinobots because there's tons of pictures showing that. So let's talk about his little accessory here. It's pretty simplistic. All you do is pop his forehead off and you can replace it with this one if you prefer it. It just kind of clips in and back and it gives him little eyebrows. I don't know, that one I don't really care about. I don't care for that one necessarily. And if you need the red eyes once the head's off, I mean, just swap out the eye bits, which is easier said than done on camera, especially when you gotta make sure that they're facing the right way. There we go. And yeah, you could put that back on and you get the idea. It's red eyes. Though the camera is definitely not showing them on the white background here. There we go. Sort of. Red eyes. So let's get this guy transformed back to his robot mode and let's get out of here. We'll close up the jaw here, bring the head straight up, and bring this back. Again, in the instructions, or when he came, he was like this, but I feel like this one just kind of hides the dino head a little bit better. I don't know which one's screen accurate. You choose which way you like. Take this, open these up, just like so. We can release the chrome bits, move that back on each side here. And when I said release the chrome bit, I meant get this gray piece out of the way so this chrome piece can move. This whole thing is going to swivel up. Now this does share a fair amount of things, like it does kind of similar movements as MP Grimlock, but keep in mind it's Grimlock. I mean, he needs the wings on his back, so that's going to have to be there. This is going to have to go from his chest to like the abdomen of the dino. Like, there's only so many things you can kind of do, but you know, to me this guy is just, it's better than, you know, a knockoff. Oh, forgot the tail can go upwards a little. It's better than like a knockoff oversized MP, and he's definitely better than the MP because I don't need to put those big fake high tops on him to make him stand up next to the other dinos. Anyway, as you saw, I split the tail here. From here, open this to the side like this, making sure you get these pieces out of the way. That'll give you room to open up this thing. From here, go ahead, rotate this out. For the tail piece here, take this, and it always throws me off just a little. Fold this down, unpeg this one, and this one folds to the back, and then it all folds up like that, nice and compact and tight. Take this piece, make sure it's forward, rotate it around so it locks in place, and again, if you know a way that this all collapses in, I don't think it does based on how the top of the leg looks, but maybe I'm doing something wrong. So just close the door like this, bring this black or this gray piece in, and then if you have a fingernail, get under the foot there. You can see there's a little spot for it there. I have no fingernails, so I always need to have something handy. Nothing big, just something to kind of get in there a little and close that up for the foot. So that's one foot down. We can just rotate it the right direction. So of course it's just a rinse and repeat for the other leg. Slide this out, open it up, go ahead, rotate this thing down. Let's work on the tail. Bring it in, undo this piece, fold this down to the other side, fold it all up, and make sure it tucks in nicely. From here, just be careful, again, of this hinge, my least favorite part of this transformation, and close it up. Bring this around, bring the foot piece down, get in there with whatever you need to kind of help you open this a little. Close that. Make sure those are up. So we got that done. We'll go ahead, I like my wings upwards, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put them up, coming down to the arms here. Open this piece. Push on the top is how I find it easiest to get some kind of room to move the arms here, just like so. Close this up from here, straighten this, straighten that, collapse it in, adjust your dino toes how you like them. I do wish that I could actually get these toes so they were flat on both sides. I know it's a Grimlock thing to have them like this, but I don't really like them like that. I mean, you can't even really flatten them this way either. I don't know. I wish that these were shaped so I could move them a little bit more, but you know, whatever. It's accurate to the character. Who cares, I guess. So we'll just repeat for the other side here. Push the top to get the hand to swivel around. Close this thing on up. Kind of adjust this. Collapse it. There we go. And there we go. Grimlock's back in his robot mode. So without any hesitation, I say this guy is awesome. If the dino head is something that bothers you, and I do know it bothers a couple of my friends, it does not bother me. I would say, I guess, you know, I don't know. If you're gonna display him in robot mode, I think, you know, he's a winner all around, way better than the Masterpiece. Don't let the dino head hold you up. If you're gonna keep him in dinosaur mode, I don't know, you be subjective about the head. If you like it, go for it. If not, don't. Or at least wait and see what they're gonna do later on down the road. Personally, I think you've come this far with the Fanstoys dinos. Why you wouldn't get Grimlock, who has similar chrome to everybody with the exception of Scoria, who, let me just say, still kind of bummed out that Scoria has this color chrome and everybody else has a different color. I really wish everybody either had this or that. I don't know. It's a small thing. Probably that perfect fusion one will probably have the appropriate color chrome, I hope. We'll see. But Grimlock is a winner. I like him, and I have no problems with the head. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time.